Hello and welcome to another Cockerel cast, an episode with a different twist today. I'm current member Jason Thompson and I'm joined as usual by co-host Michael Mawdsley. How are you, Michael?
Hey, I'm wonderful, Jason. Thanks very much. How are you?
Very well, Tat. And joining us for episode 6 are a couple of well-known Northerners. Firstly, once voted Club Man of the Year. His playing days may currently be shelved by injury, but he's the man tasked with organising all of Northern's social events, so he must be a very busy man currently. It is, of course, Jamie Kindness. How are you, JK?
I'm great. How are you keeping, boys?
Excellent, Tat.
Excellent, thank you. And also joining us this evening is the flatmate stroke landlord of the aforementioned, once a club captain and also once knocked out during a game by a misplaced punch by my co-host, the purveyor of the most oversold dummy in all of the East Regional Leagues. He is Calum Harper. How are you, Gollum?
Really well, thank you. Yeah, I don't remember getting knocked out, obviously.
Good. So firstly, what have you both got to drink this evening?
Well, I'm on, similar to what Michael was on last time, I think, the brewing company. This is Luminous Lights IPA, and I've got Glenmurray on the go as well.
Fantastic.
And I'm on a kind of tenants. I think we can thank Jeremy for that, because he left it in the flat about a year ago, if not longer. And then Old Pulteney as well.
Lovely. I've got a wee whiskey sours as it's the end of my week. And Michael, what have you got?
I've got a plunged orange pale ale, which will be interesting. And I've also got a Glen Bracken, which is Lidl's award-winning Isla malt whiskey. So the return to form of the double parking.
Very well stocked this evening. So your lockdown situation, lads, you both able to explain what you're up to and how you're managing?
Yeah, of course. So I'm working from home, kind of enjoying it. It's nice not having to commute to work every day, the whole mile it is. We're really busy. Yeah, but sharing a flat isn't easy, but we're trying and kind of making it work.
Good. Gollum?
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm working from home, sort of taking over the front room. Yeah, I used to work from home occasionally as well, so it's just all the time now. And yeah, like Jamie says, it's there's 3 of us in the flat, but it's going quite well.
Good. So, Jamie, first then, a brief touch on your backstory. Where are you from and how did you end up in Edinburgh?
So I grew up in Stonehaven, up in the northeast, and went to school up there, went to university there, and then went travelling a little bit before returning to Aberdeen, and just worked there for a few years. And then eventually the oil market kind of was subsiding a little bit, and I was kind of bored, so just hopped on a boat and got down to Edinburgh. Yeah.
Well done, and same to you, Gollum.
Born and raised in West London, came up here for uni, basically stayed, and I think I've been in Edinburgh over 10 years now.
Very good. So your rugby backgrounds then, when did you first pick up a ball and what previous clubs did you have?
I didn't play at school, I played at a club, London Scottish. I think I was under 8s, under 9s, the first age you do contact.
Okay.
And then went to uni, played a bit of uni in Edinburgh Northern.
Yeah, so I grew up playing loads of sports, did like football, judo, rowing, swimming. So I was out most days. Basically, my parents just threw me out on the streets most days. I started playing rugby at about 6, I think, and I've only ever played for one other club, which was Mackey in Stonehaven. Though I did also do regional and kind of district teams. I just that was at youth level, and I was never good enough to actually make it. So just always been club rugby since I was a senior.
Excellent. So I would know both of you as been able to play right across the pack. Has that always been the case, Colin?
Same as yourself, Jason.
That way.
Yeah, I think the only place I haven't played now is hooker or tight head. Yeah, anywhere. I think Jamie's the same, really.
Yeah, I've played probably every position in the front. In the forwards now for Northern in about 4 years, which is quite magic. And subs bench quite a lot as well, which was lovely.
Have you ever had any exciting experiences in the back line in your time? That's to either of you.
No, I've never actually been required. I think they would just rather have a gap in the defence, to be honest. That's pretty much the position I play anyway.
I've been that gap in the defence. I think I've played 12.
You have played 12.
I think I've been shoved on the wing at one point as well. But it was an interesting game. We didn't win, so yeah. It wasn't fun.
Like quite a lot of games.
Yeah.
So the next question to both of you, but for Jamie first, is how did you learn about the best club ever, and when did you join?
So when I moved down to Edinburgh, I was like, I'm kind of over rugby. I don't think I'm going to take part anymore. But I was out one night with my friends, and I've got a friend who's Finn Pritchard, and basically we got talking, got chatting away, and he was telling me, like, singing the praises of Edinburgh Northern, saying I should come down, twisted my arm. And eventually I actually went along. It was a really wet night in December, if I believe, right? And basically got to the bunker. The whole of Inverleith Park is flooded. So just was like, great, my first training session is going to be cancelled. I went inside. I think Michael was coaching at the time. I'm not sure.
Probably.
Yeah, basically Michael grabbed an Insanity workout DVD, stuck it on the TV. We did about 10 push-ups, and then they opened up the bar, and I was like, this may be the club for me. It was, pretty good night.
That does sound like an Insanity session that I'd have organised. It's quite interesting, actually. You mentioned Finn bringing you down indirectly, because we had Kit on. I think it wasn't the episode before last. Obviously, Finn's had a really big impact in bringing down players, which is quite impressive over the last kind of 5 years. What about yourself, Colin?
I'm a byproduct of Finn, which sounds a bit weird. Yeah, Tom Lawman brought me down when we were working at Lloyd's, and we sat next to each other, and Tom Lawman was either living with Finn's girlfriend or friend or I don't know what, and dragged Tom down, and then he dragged me down, and that was about 5-6 years ago. So yeah, Finn I think he's brought a good 10, if not more, players directly or indirectly down.
We should be giving him an agent's fee, I think.
So not if he...
Michael.
Oh, no, carry on.
I was just going to throw in a new section here. So your third flatmate, Michelle, has answered some questions for us. So Michael's going to ask each question. You're both going to hold up your answer simultaneously, and I'll keep note of the scores. So Michelle's answers are final. You can argue about that in the flat later. And
not another domestic between Jamie and Michelle. It's the last thing.
Feel free to comedically dispute the answer, but as Jason said, her answer is final. So
she's going to join in on the Zoom call.
No.
Okay, just double checking.
I don't know that's planned. Well, that's a very good idea, Colin. Thanks for that.
No worries.
So, with no further ado, I'll start the questions. Who gets up the earliest? Correct. Question 2. Who takes the longest in the shower?
When was the last time you showered, Colin?
Yeah, 2 days ago.
Excellent. I just realised we're not reading out the answers to you, so you don't get to know. Who is the messiest?
Oh.
Who exercises more?
Even I can't lie about that one.
Me, actually, so far. I'm just waiting for the bad stuff.
Who orders more takeaway?
Fuck me. Good.
Who drinks the most?
I don't. Yeah, probably me. Yeah, probably.
Drink more consistently than I do. I just get hammered randomly in occasions.
Yeah, probably me.
I mean, every day is a Friday at the moment, so that's kind of.
Yeah, but that's been you for the last 6 years.
I know. Tell me about it. It's only since I've stopped moving though that I've really put on weight for it. Who works the longest stroke hardest?
He probably works. Yeah, you probably work cleverer. I just work. I sit at my desk longer.
Have we been the same for everyone so far?
Yeah.
No, we'll tell you. We'll tell you
One.
what the answers were at the end and the score, so you don't really get to know if you're getting punished or not for being wrong. Who does the most cleaning? Who is the better cook?
He's going to say him. I'm going to say me, just so there's a difference.
just out of interest, because I've never kind of been in kind of one of those kind of like flat shares where you have a couple and an individual. Do you share meals together? Do you have like communal dinner time as such?
We've had a few.
Independent?
It's not every day, just because we all kind of have different schedules and things. I know during lockdown it should be we're all eating together like a big happy family, but I'm not really used to that, so just kind of keep on going.
To be fair, there's been certain phases of different flatmates having different. There was a vegan phase for Jamie. There was a different phase for Michelle. So I think that would have just been more complicated to cook for everyone. But most of the time, I think it's every fortnight we have a meal.
Yeah, I think our soup diet would have gone down too well.
Not one of the questions actually in here, but just out of interest, do either of you have a favourite dish that the other one does?
Your Korean chicken was pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go with that.
Take
Michelle's.
Those.
Yeah.
Excellent. And the final question: who is more likely to go insane before lockdown ends?
Yeah.
Excellent. So I think Jason tallies up the score here. I'll run through the answers quickly. So Calum, apparently you get up the earliest.
Yeah.
You also take the longest in the shower. You're also the messiest.
Yeah.
Jamie, you exercise more. So Calum, obviously you order more takeaway. Apparently you also drink the most as well.
Yeah. This is a good review.
I know. You also work the longest and hardest. Jamie, you do the most cleaning, and you are also the better cook.
Ooh, so we're drawing.
And the answer to question 10 from Michelle was, I live with two Northerners, so definitely me.
What was that?
Who is more likely to go insane before lockdown ends?
That makes sense.
So who was the winner in that?
Yeah, just my comment first, Jamie. This looks more like an online dating profile.
Yeah, I know. I've come off looking really good out of this. I've been dreading it for days.
So very closely run contest. Jamie, you got 7 correct, and Colin, you got 8. Obviously, that second answer was the difference. So I think that means, JK, you're down on a pint.
Okay. I'm stick on pause for a second while I fill this up.
No problem. JK, your pint, please. Cheers.
That's a lovely shade of tramp's piss.
2 different beers, he says. Well done.
Where did you know I got it?
Excellent. That's when you know lockdown's gone too far, when you start pissing in glasses under your own bed. So moving on from that, to both of you again, the question we've asked all of our guests so far is, do you have a kind of a favourite victory during your time at Northern, maybe a favourite season or a tournament and we'll let Gollum, you go first.
Favorite victory, favorite game is against Barton when they came down. I know Jamie probably wouldn't enjoy that game because I think it dislocated his shoulder, but that was the best rugby we played. Favorite tournament was the Tens. We played when we won at Queensbury.
Yeah, Queensbury.
Queensbury, sorry.
Yeah. So that was pretty good.
Did you not get coast to coast in that? Or you caught it from kickoff and ran straight through them?
Oh no, they bounced it. It didn't make 10. It bounced. They all left it. I didn't run through anyone. They were already all past me. It was yeah.
I noticed.
I remember.
Sorry, Jamie.
No, go ahead, Michael.
No. What we're going to remember, because mine was going to be a very cruel joke about Gollum's 2 seasons as captaincy, because he avoided that.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'll jump into that. There was also Dom did a crossfield kick as well. I remember that was, this is our flanker, just taking it on. It was an absolute beauty. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, I suppose the same questions to yourself.
Oh, cool. Well, last year was pretty special. The games that I played, I think I was out for about 3 months of the season. But it was great fun, actually winning pretty much every game that season. We lost to Inverleith twice, and then obviously to Shire in the cup. But 3 losses out of a year is pretty damn good, and everything was going well. I've not been fortunate to be to win a campaign with Northern, but it's been a really good time so far. Yeah.
Yes, I would agree. Last season was quite fun, albeit only getting to join it at the end of it. Jason, do you have any questions for them about their kind of playing time in Northern?
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't remember you getting over the whitewash too often between yourselves. But are there any tries which stand out? Obviously, we can expand that to any Northern try scored.
I think I'm on about 2 for the senior squad, to be honest. So I've scored against Inverleith, and I think I've scored against. I can't really remember, but yeah, I scored against Inverleith and Lismore, Liberton. Jesus. My first try was against Liberton, so I'll give you that one. That's my favourite try. It was about 2 meters out, just pick and go.
Well done. Gollum.
My favourite try. I've had a couple more than 2, but not many more. Against the Medics 4 or 5 years ago through a dummy, ran 40, 50, maybe even 60 metres, and got tackled over the line, but it still counted. But we lost, so it was a bit of a scoring a good try, and when you lose by however many points, it's pretty shit, to be fair. But it was still a fun thing to do.
Very good. So, if you were to decide in your position who you would like to play alongside, I'm going to pigeonhole you, Gollum, as a second row then.
But best one at Northern probably Will French.
Yeah.
Oh well, exactly. I've played with a few players, but he got selected for the Lismore final, so it's got to be him, hasn't it? Honestly, probably Paul. Played enough games with him. He doesn't really know what he's doing, but he's really effective. So.
And Jamie, what are we going to make you? Maybe a front row?
Yeah, I would
decide the rest of the front row then.
Yeah, how I ended my days. Best front rows that I've played with. There's quite a few forerunners. Obviously, Big John, a leader, an absolute warrior of a man. So I'd probably stick him in 1. In 2, probably Sam Shelley. Those lines. And just a great all-round rugby player. He's a very skilled player, and he's always on your shoulder as well. 3 has to be Dougie. Just try. I don't know anyone who could move him backwards when he's trying to go forwards, and he's got some mad little skill, flary things when he's on the ball as well. It's good fun to have around as well.
Excellent. I was going to, obviously, Jamie, you've listed quite a few players there. I suppose that's the luxury of having three in your position rather than, or your kind of area of the scrum rather than two. Gollum, do you have maybe a favourite forward or maybe a couple of forwards that you've played with over your time at Northern that you'd perhaps maybe list?
I kind of arrogantly put myself in the other position there. Jamie kind of left himself out, which is just look a bit of a dickhead. Jeremy's just played rugby and play off him. I got countless tries off. Well, not countless, quite a few tries off playing off Jeremy's shoulder. Rich, though he was only here for a season, was really good. Big John, when he was Big John and he was ball carrying, he's pretty fierce. Kit, we got plenty of decent forwards. It's just occasional lack of number 10, that lets us down.
Say, Jason's face was tightening more and
more.
Yeah.
No, I almost said his name and skipped
Founder's
it.
really good as well.
Yeah, Founder.
More backbone.
McCann's there.
Max, remember when Max used to play and everyone thought he used to play that position? So
enough about Northern then. Gollum, who would you say you looked up to as a pro player, an international player in your position?
We've had this discussion quite recently, and I really randomly Kenny Logan. As a kid, I've worked it out that he played for London Wasps, and I went to see them play a few times. I think that's why he stuck in my head. Also, Scott Murray as a second row back in the day, and just to confirm, he's not Ginger Michael. He's very, very much brunette. But they're probably the two Scottish professional players that I looked up to as a kid.
Good. And Jimmy?
Well, I'm not really prepared for this as well, but when you said rugby hero growing up, I was actually going to shout out to Andrew Mitchell, who's former club captain at Mackie. Growing up, he used to coach us as a kid, and he was, I think he got Scotland under 21s as it was back in the early 90s. And I was still playing with him, up until a couple of years ago. He put in about 20-odd seasons for the club, and he was just a nasty piece of work. But a really good guy and a fantastic captain, great leader. So I kind of went down that route for rugby hero. But I think for kind of international level, it's always been Richie McCaw, and that kind of generation of Kiwi has always kind of stood out to me. I've always fancied myself as a back row, even though my weight is up in the closer to 100 kilos. I've always loved back rows, Pocock, McCaw, those kind of players.
Well done. So off the pitch then, you've been on plenty of Northern nights out. Any of your favourites or tours that you've been on?
Yeah. Well, what goes on tour stays there. So won't really be going into it, but I've been on one tour so far to Warsaw, which was eye-opening. And really, Northern puts on great socials. I mean, I've had 2 years of putting them on and not really enjoying them. So I'm kind of looking forward to, seeing it from the other angle again. Halloween, Christmas, Burns are always great events. Also the Sevens. The Sevens is just all-day session followed by crazy party. But the best sessions are always just the random ones, as with everything in life. When you don't expect to be going out and having a wild time, that's when, you have the best time.
Good. So I think we'll move on. We've got a good few listener questions which have come in.
I was going to say, Jace, Gollum didn't get a chance to answer that question.
Gollum doesn't do fun or drinking, so
excuse me.
I've been on a couple of tours. They've been really good fun. Like Jamie said, it goes on tour, can't go, stays on tour, including medical bills and insurance bills and the like. But I've always enjoyed Halloween at the bunker. It's been a good night. Players' dinner. We had the bear down about 4 or 5 years, and that's probably my favourite one. Possibly the most drunk I've been at the bunker as well. So.
Well done. So I think we'll pick up those listener questions. Michael, you wanting to start?
I was, I don't know if you saw the amount of contributions we had from the Wider Northern group, but you're obviously very much in demand, which is interesting. So the first one is from @frightened_flatmate, which is, I'm going to give to you, Jamie, kindness firstly. Could you tell us the story of how Michelle became known as Tuesday?
No.
Do you want me to answer this question, Jamie?
Yeah, give it to Calum.
The first time Michelle came around to the flat, Jamie's in the front room. I introduced Michelle to Jamie, and Jamie turned around and went to her, "Oh, hi, yeah, I'll just call you Tuesday," or something like that. I didn't realise it was Tuesday, to be fair. I thought it was a different day of the week. But, yeah, so that's how they met, and now they're happy flatmates living together.
Very good. So
I can't believe you forgot that.
Yeah, I say a lot of stupid stuff.
So the next one comes in from @Giacomo UK. So, how would you describe your dress sense? Jamie first, I suppose.
Dashing.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll go with that. I don't know.
Dashing chic.
Unique, yeah. Colin, I think it's more a question for you. I thought you were. How would you describe your?
Questionable. Bit shabby. Trainers with whatever's going. Not very good.
Said listener actually had a kind of description for. He described it as hobo chic. Would you?
I'll go with that. Particularly with this beard at the moment. Yeah, hobo chic.
Is that not aimed at me?
No, I can
aimed
confirm
at
that.
Cool.
Yeah, at Giacomo UK did. It was specifically for Gordon, but if your dress sense is unique in your opinion, Jamie, then that's the way forward. We'll move on to. I've got 2 questions here from the loosest lawyer. So they're for both of you. So Gollum, you can go first. If you were to kill the other one without them knowing it, how would you do it, and what stage of preparedness are you currently at?
How would I do it? I'm not very well prepared, obviously. I don't know. Mice urine, something like that. That's going to be pretty poisonous, isn't it? All sorts of pain and all that stuff, and no one would notice. I don't know.
Yeah, we currently think we have a mouse. That's
that's why. Sorry.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, funny you say that.
Army.
Funny you say that. We're just getting another one in here from @frightened_flatmate. Which one of you is going to catch the mouse?
Yeah. Jamie. He's already found how they got in the flat.
We're hopefully not going to ever see the mouse again.
With my experience of ex-girlfriends, that doesn't mean they aren't still there. That would be my suggestion towards it.
Your ex-girlfriend's still in the walls.
Didn't think that comment through before I made it. Well done, Jamie.
Maybe Michael could lend you his cat for the weekend.
You're welcome to borrow my cat. I've got too many animals.
Yeah, actually, we might.
It might be quite useful.
Yeah, actually stocks around my
Tom's
feet.
going to get mice to kill me. I'm not quite sure. I think gas explosion. Keep it clean.
Okay. Probably best if you don't answer your state of preparedness on that.
I could smell some gas just now. Yeah.
I'll ask the follow-up question from the loosest lawyer. Would you rather look like Jar Jar Binks or talk like Jar Jar Binks?
I already talk pretty. That sentence didn't make any sense, so I'll go with talk like Jar Jar Binks because it's not a lot of difference.
Going with looks because it's not all about looks, guys.
Phew. It's what you sound like on a 10-question quiz, Jamie, isn't it? So the next one comes in from at Northerner, not myself. Would you rather your sneezes sounded like fart or smelled like fart?
Sounded.
So my farts smell like farts.
No, your sneezes smell like farts.
No.
So
No,
if you
it's
sneezed,
yeah.
it would either sound like a fart or smell like one.
Yeah, fart sneezing. It's fine.
Excellent. We'll move on to Southern Shagger, who's asked 2 questions again. The first one is, what's your favourite picked vegetable?
Pickled
Picked
vegetable.
Picked, is it pickled?
Pickled. It must
Let
be
me double
pickled.
check.
Most
Boy.
vegetables are picked, right?
In fact, I think all of them are picked, actually.
Yeah.
Let me double check the... pickled vegetable. Favourite pickled vegetable.
What the fuck is a gherkin? We'll go with
Technically, that's a pickled cucumber.
Yeah, pickled cucumber then. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
You're a big caper fan, though, Colin.
Yeah, no, capers are fucking brilliant.
What
But
is
are
it?
they
Is
a
it
veg? They're not a vegetable, are they? Aren't they
Are
like
they
a
not?
flower bud
Berry.
or something?
Yeah.
I thought,
Yeah.
I thought it was like a pickled pea, but maybe that shows the amount of vegetables in my the amount of vegetables in my diet.
I'll save you. Don't worry. I'm a big fan of pickled beetroot. A little bit of cauliflower is lovely. Pickled cornichon, beetroot, gherkins. Yeah. To be honest, I like pickles. It's fine.
Yeah. And drastically changing tact on his questions. Knife sex or gobble your own spaff from Southern Shagger, sorry.
If I was on the amount of drugs that were supposedly taken when knife sex happened, I would have to go with knife sex because it's painless, isn't it? Supposedly.
Apart from the element, apart from your own pride, yeah.
Mate, you don't have much pride on the other one, do you? Pride's going out the window regardless. At least you get the scars, right?
Well, but yeah, no.
I'm just going to say this is going up on YouTube, so I'm going to say no comment, I think. And
Fantastic.
I will shut down the laptop if I have to answer
it. So the next question might go down well then. It comes in from at Angry Mountaineer. So out of the following 3 people, who are you going to shag? And which one are you going to shoot? And which one are you going to marry? So that your choices are Mawdsley, Boogie, or Paul Holland.
Shall I go first on this one?
I feel an expert.
I've already got an answer straight away. Shag Dougie, because he would be more embarrassed than me and wouldn't talk about it. Shoot Holland, because he'd probably enjoy it. He'd either put him out of his misery or enjoy it. And then marry Pikey, because he's easy to control. In a really creepy, sinister way, but yeah. Anyway.
Thanks.
No worries.
Once again, this is going out on YouTube and I'm beginning to regret signing up for this. I'd shag Holland for pure athleticism and effort. I'd marry Dougie because he'd be keeping the beer in the fridge. Unfortunately, Michael, bye-bye.
No, it's completely fair, Jamie. I'd probably actually... I won't tell you my choices, but I would agree with the last one. The final question comes in from at Super Candles. If you were a crime-fighting duo, what would your names be and what would your superpowers be? One
Rosemary
superpower.
and Thyme. I know they don't have superpowers, sorry. They're just pretty boring crime-fighting duo.
You just named yourself after herbs. Yeah.
Yeah. ITV detectives.
Yeah. Oh, God, can you imagine that?
I'd be Captain Knowledge
Yeah.
Because I know everything, or I can pretend really well like I know everything. You'd be my sidekick.
Yeah, because I know or pretend to know just as much, but just can't do it as well. So, yeah, there we go.
But what's your name, though? You need a name, Gollum.
Semi-knowledge, I don't know.
The Sparrow.
Yeah.
Sparrow.
Excellent, lads. That was a good few questions off the cuff there to answer. So before we round up, what are both of you most looking forward to when life returns to normal, Jamie?
Just seeing friends and family again, to be honest. We're a little bit out of the way here, not miles away, but, I haven't seen anyone, I'm particularly close to, apart from Golden and Michelle, in 10 weeks now. It's, it's getting a bit much. And also, just freedom to kind of doss about, really, and not feel bad for going to the shops.
Fair. And Gollum?
I'm, looking forward to rugby and seeing everyone again, and all your beautiful faces, obviously. But yeah, family would be good to see, rather than having to Skype them every week. Actually, to speak to them.
Day.
Every second day, yeah. No, it's only once a week, thankfully. But yeah, it'd be nice to see them instead of having to Skype them and stuff like that.
Well done. So, Michael, if you're happy with that, we'll round up.
Yeah, I'm delighted. Thanks very much for coming on, guys.
No worries.
Oh, cheers for having us.
Yeah, so next time on the Cockerel Cast, we're catching up with Jeremy Dabrowski. So please send us your questions on why he left us and how he's dealing with that hole in his life. But for now, JK Gollum, I'd like to say it was a pleasure, but I suspect you'll have some serious flatmate conversations to have following this episode. Take care of yourselves, though, and let's hope Gollum gets out for another run before lockdown ends. Cheers.
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 Good guys.